Injury-wise, Rob, everything's as normal?
Everything's normal.
And starting, are you going with the same starting lineup?
Yes.
Next question. Anyone? All right. on the right.
You know, when you're considering a lineup shakeup, I mean, just how much do you sort of have to guard against doing something too quickly?
Yeah, it's something we look at, in depth, and more so than that, it could be, a few other things we look at before changing the lineup, switching coverages, switching matchups or some things, and then, our substitution patterns and what lineups are working well together. So there is a big picture approach as well, core group that we want to build with going forward and understanding how to guard every situation. And so for us to put Rob or any others in the best situation is beneficial as well. And so dealt with this in years past in finals or in the playoffs in general, and kind of finding that balance and when to stick with it. Something's not working, but also look at the big picture and how well we've done throughout the season, adapting to different teams, different schemes, and we'll go from there.
Next question from Joe in the middle.
I know this might be a question more for your guys, just because they haven't been to a finals before, but this is your first as a head coach. And now that you're seeing how difficult this can be, does it give you like an appreciation for the Warriors having done this 6 times in 8 years?
Yeah, I think anytime you have that sustained success, it's impressive. The leagues come and go, teams come and go. It's fluctuating throughout the seasons, and to stay injury-free and have that longevity, and I think it's 6 out of 8 years for them, is impressive, especially with some of the injuries they've been through. And so as teams, like I said, kind of fluctuate back and forth, they've stayed consistent. It's a model for what we want to do here and build and grow into that. And so very impressive what Kerr has done there, what their team has done, and kind of implementing new guys little by little, but continuing to have the same success with their core group. So it is impressive. You've seen teams do it over the years, and that's our goal as well.
Shane on the left.
Hey, Ime. How do you kind of get your guys to toe the line when it comes to being aggressive, still playing drive and kick ball, but limiting those turnovers?
Understanding where your outlets are at, guys getting to spacing quicker. A lot of times we were cutting or slashing or getting flares and kind of plugging the lane, and so we want to get spaced out well. But guys got to be decisive, and our scorers are our scorers. They've improved as playmakers, and so whether you go into the basket to score or make a pass, you have to kind of read the room, read what they're doing a little bit differently than other teams, which is not rim protecting as much with Adebayo or Lopez or Giannis and some of those guys. It's more as a rotation as a team. So from there, just read it, but be aggressive, be decisive, and trust what you've done all year.
Back to John on the right.
Ime, you guys, athletes they love routine, but here, practice is not at the facility, it's over here. Media like crazy. How disruptive is just the whole pomp and circumstance of the finals?
For me, it's nothing. I don't think it affects the guys much at all. We do stuff at the practice facility still, but guys know what it is, big stage, and that's probably one of the things lower on the totem pole. Guys haven't said one thing about it.
David in back left.
Ime, in 14 in San Antonio, you guys switched things up a little bit. You started playing Boris a little bit more. And I just wonder what that's like in the finals when you say, we have to make this change. We have to do this for our team to win. Even though it's one team and you're game planning against one team, how difficult is it still to kind of pull the trigger as a group to say, yes, we're going to do that?
Yeah, some you weigh heavily for a lot of the reasons I mentioned. Like I said, we've had success with this unit. Obviously been the best defensive team and had success against a myriad of different teams and lineups, and so it's worked well for us. Part of it is that he's not 100%, so that plays into it as well. And from there, like I said, big picture approach going forward in the future. This is a core group, and we need to be able to make adjustments and play against any type of team. But you're here in the finals, and you have to do what you have to do to win it. And so understanding that, and our team is selfless, they understand that part of it. And whatever we decide to do, if we do something different, the one thing is not panic. It's 1-1 right now. We didn't play a great second half. We can guard better, play better offensively, and be in a better position.
Chris in the middle.
Ime, is there anything you, as a coach, plan to do differently to try to prevent the third quarters from happening again in Game 3?
Yeah, a big piece has been the common theme, which is turnovers. We've had quite a few. When we've had struggled in the first half, we've come out and kind of added to that in the third quarter. Offensively, been a little stagnant as well, and so just a little bit off-ball movement. But in general, have to guard better and do everything. It's not just one thing to pinpoint. I think some of the turnovers and poor shots have helped them out getting the transition, but for us, we've had good starts to the game, so we got to carry that over the third quarter. Same lineup, same matchups, and if it is something as we did in Miami with Rob needing a little more time to get loose and get some rest or get warmed up, that's something we may look at.
Another question in the middle.
Coach, you guys have yet to lose consecutive games during this postseason run. What is it about the makeup of the team that has prevented that from happening so far?
I think we put it behind us pretty quickly and kind of attacked the areas that we did poorly and try to improve on those. We've had some success on the road, and we have to bring that here into this building tonight, obviously. But for us, it's just a resilient group that kind of doesn't care about the last game, put it behind us, and move on to the next. And so I'm looking for more of that tonight. We looked at the areas where we could have done much better, obviously, in the game. But to your guys' point, the third quarter kind of got away from us and have to have great starts like we have, had solid starts, and then carry that over in the second half. But more or less, it's a not care attitude that we just move on to the next game pretty quickly.